I walked out of the cafe. The cold air made me shudder. It's snowing outside again. There's a lot of snow this year. One after the other, it's like trying to. Everything in the world is covered in white. Before leaving the city, it took me a few days to put what used to be white. Xiaoxue went to all the places she'd walked through again. Even if it means sacrificing dead love. I'm a person who has always paid attention to the sense of ritual. Just thinking about that girl, it will inevitably hurt in my heart. But that's okay. Time will forget everything. We're used to missing out on another person's life. Finally, the day I started my new journey. I'm a little excited and a little reluctant. In the end, I was just relieved that the girl in the old days waved. Bye, Xiaoxue. Bye. My brother is gone. You have to live a good life by yourself. 7 years later, in the brightly lit auditorium, on a well-known variety show, Bai Xiaoxue and the creators are promoting their upcoming puppet show. Quick cue. Host asks Bai Xiaoxue a question. Dawn Snow, have you ever, in your real life, the love so ethereal in this play? Bai Xiaoxue had a meal. Then he shook his head firmly and smiled. Love is not. But I have a bit of a bone-marrow hatred. Hated that I wanted to kill him myself. The experienced host quickly grasped the point in her words. Apparently unwilling to give up deep state to become a red actress. Relationship history gives the show a chance to add a flashpoint. Asked consecutively. Deep into the bone marrow. Does that mean the other party is a scumbag? Hurt you deeply and make you unforgettable? Understanding it from another perspective. Isn't it because I love so much that I hate so much? Bai Xiaoxue suddenly fell into a long silence. The scene is a little awkward. A young creator at the side hurried out to play the round field. Sister Xiaoxue does not have a heartfelt love. I have. Come on, come on. Let me tell you a story. And then he started talking about how he started. More than a dozen love histories from junior high school to college. The host's eyes hinted several times to shut him up. And since the host asked those two questions, Bai Xiaoxue always looked dazed. Because of absent-mindedness. The game session caused their group to lose points frequently. Everyone can see her anomaly. Nearing the end of the show, moderator follows the usual process. Start wishing the new show well. I hope that viewers and netizens will be more supportive. At this moment, Bai Xiaoxue suddenly raised the microphone and looked at the host. Say a word with a serious face. Calculate. The hot search terms on all major platforms exploded that night. Bai Xiaoxue was defeated by a scumbag because of love and hatred. Bai Xiaoxue reveals that she once had a heartfelt love. Bai Xiaoxue said, the autumn night is heavy, accompanied by insect noises. Bai Xiaoxue shrinks in her shawl at the villa. Wine on the sofa in the open-air balcony. She was horribly thin. It's like being swallowed up by the night at any moment. Put down the glass. She stared at her phone screen in a daze. The page has been stuck in the SMS interface for a long time. That was an unsent message. Jiangchen. If now you kneel down and kowtow to me and admit the mistake. Slap yourself a few more times. I might consider forgiving you. The number was that she was already badly acquainted. But I haven't contacted that scumbag's number in 7 years. After drinking half a bottle of wine, she closed her eyes and took a deep breath. It's like you've made a big decision. Fingertips trembled slightly and clicked the green send button. After the message is sent, she started nervously picking her fingers again. It's a habit she grew up with. Previously, every time Jiangchen saw her, this will hold her hand tightly. The temperature in his palm always relaxes her. She picks up the phone and puts it down. Over and over. After a few hours, her emotions gradually became agitated. He doesn't return. He didn't actually return. She picked up her phone angrily and dialed the number. A dozen seconds later, a sleepy female voice rang out across the street. Hello. Who is it? Bai Xiaoxue was stunned. Was it his wife or his girlfriend? He. Truly a ruthless man. She couldn't put it down to this day. But he already had another woman. Bai Xiaoxue is a little angry. Voices unconsciously bring irritation. I'm looking for Jiangchen. The other party paused for a few seconds. Miss, did you call the wrong number? I don't know Jiangchen. After that, the other party hung up the phone. Bai Xiaoxue looked at the screen that was hung up and crashed. Why did he say he broke up when he broke up? Why did he say go away and walk away cheerfully? She dialed the phone again. The other person is a little impatient. Do you have an end in mind? No, look what time it is in the middle of the night. I told you I don't know anything about Jiangchen. Bai Xiaoxue has some words. I don't know how to respond at the moment. The other person sighed. Softened the tone a bit. Maybe the person you mentioned before used this number. Someone called him at this number a few years ago. I don't know why. Hearing this, Bai Xiaoxue sneaked out a sigh of relief in her heart. That means this woman has nothing to do with him. She felt sorry. Sorry. Excuse me for taking a break. Can I ask you one last question? How many years have you used this number? Said after a little contemplation on the other side. It's been over 6 years. Hang up the phone after talking. It's been over 6 years. After they broke up, he logged out the number. Bai Xiaoxue smiled bitterly. The man who really does not love is the most cruel. I didn't dare change the number for him for 7 years. Fear that he won't be able to find himself when he looks. She poured out the rest of the wine in the bottle and drank it. Drunk, she shrinks into a corner of the couch, mumbling. Jiangchen, you're so cruel. You didn't show up for all these years. I'm a star now. I have lots and lots of money. You see, I'm not just dragging down your Dawn Snow anymore. But why haven't you shown up yet? Even ordinary friends. Even when you're standing with other women. Just let me meet you. Is it that hard? She cried out. However, the only thing that answered her was the sound of the balcony sweeping through the sobbing wind. Since Bai Xiaoxue became a star, relatives who once avoided her like snakes and scorpions surrounded her again. They talk about the helplessness they used to have. It's nothing more than limited income at home. I can't raise another 1.5-year-old. Not to mention the fact that she still has debts. Those mafia people have to go to the door and ask for debts in 3 days. Say something about the father debt repayment. She nodded without disassembling. Just let the assistant casually send 300,000 or 50,000 yuan for charity. Although these people are her relatives. Sometimes it can also be a blade of public opinion. She doesn't want these people as a star. Sending out the negative news that there are some or none. At the same time, as they say, each family has its own difficulties. She also can't morally kidnap people, she has to keep herself. Except for her aunt. Her aunt heard that her relatives could get money from her. Also came close to it 3 times twice. She let the assistant go out directly and avoided seeing it. She always remembers when she was 13 and had just lost her parents. As my mother's only sister. The look that Auntie disliked when she looked at her. When the Chiu family was wealthy, there was no less help for her. Even her car and house were built by her parents. But after the accident, my aunt's family can see. Flood beasts avoid Bai Xiaoxue. Because there are no other immediate relatives. Local Women's and Children's Association. Finding her and to do the thought work. She was reluctant to keep her at home. She was 13. Has started to develop. She found that her underwear often disappeared for no reason. Until one time she ran into. The uncle-in-law is playing with her underwear. She was shy and angry. But I don't know who to talk to about this. Can only endure in silence. Later, the uncle got into shape. Often tampering with Auntie while she's away. She cried and told Auntie. But not only did her aunt not blame her husband. Instead, he scolded her at a young age. Is a man who will seduce XX. She screamed and argued with her aunt. But she was only kicked out of the door by her aunt who slapped her fiercely with 2 slaps.